Hello and welcome to today's free trading video and market analysis. I'm your host, Kenny, Senior Research Analyst with the MiniAnalyst.com. The first thing we're looking at here is a chart of the market. This is the mini S&P 500 futures contract, front month in nature. Looking at the last print of 13/15/50 on this 26th day of June 2012. And look at the beautiful retest of our trend. We're looking at the intraday dynamics. These are our proprietary indicators that we use to kind of gauge where the market is likely to go. And as you can see, we switched to fully bullish right around noon. And although we've made just a little bit of headway, there's certainly no limit to the amount of price distance that the market can cover. We're at 13/16/25 now. Went to all bullish all the time, right around 13/10/75. So a beautiful, and did the reclamation of the trend and actually negated this pretty impressive sell-off that we got right here. So arguably a pretty bullish scenario unfolding. And as a matter of fact, we'll go ahead and throw out a 4 out of 5 star, 3.5 we can do halves, 3.5 out of 5 star trade. Long setup, buy from 13/16/50, current market value, down to about 13/14. Go ahead and stop it around 13/12. We'll call it, and that should be a beautiful trade on up to about 13/28 to 13/20. I'm sorry, 13/24 to 13/28. Go ahead and scale out of your profits. If we get 13/30, you should be totally out. And or the conclusion of the market. Actually, you can go ahead and hold that overnight as well, because we do have some pretty impressive bullishness and a simple basing formation here. There we have a beautiful base. Today's Tuesday, bit of a turnaround Tuesday. Monday was pretty nasty overnight, but the market certainly stabilized, and as you can see, as mentioned, we actually moved to the bullish side of the scenario. But the picture really gets interesting when we go ahead and minimize that, and we look at, boy, that's not a very good trade right there, is it? We look at the, let's see, EBS SAR. Let's go ahead. We're not going to look at the daily just yet. We'll go ahead and take a look at a few of our platinum models, see how they're handling this market. This is the mini Russell S&P, the mini Russell futures contract front month. Looking at the last print of 762.40. Definitely trying to break above the early session highs. Did have a bit of a sell-off, but definitely looks like the market is looking to move higher. You see this this bottoming formation here around 55 in the market. You had to fake breakdown, and the market just simply recovered. Not only recovered, but you see pretty impressive level of resistance around 60, and of course we're trading at 62.50. So the market is definitely in the bullish camp on the Russell. EVR3 ACTSR, unfortunately, going long, just getting whipped out. We did take a few losses, getting whipped out right there. EVR3 filter, no go. R60F, nothing. Couple beautiful winners there. EMDS, definitely looking bullish as well. Unfortunately, getting whipped out of this long, giving up quite a bit of this. But of course, this was a beautiful hedge of ours for the MRSEM that we've been holding short for quite some time. We might look at that in a second. Here's the MRSEM PTL, which has no exposure. Currently, EVR3 VSR also getting hooked into that long and just ever so slightly getting whipped out. Let's see. We'll take a look at some of the. Well, we can go ahead and go back over to the R30C. No real trading, but this is a great snapshot of the market as we've come up. Almost just meteoric rise in the S&Ps, and then beautiful retracement, and now we're back in the thick of things. This is primarily, this will definitely translate as well in the on the daily chart, definitely the neutral zone, and which is why we switched to officially neutral recently on the market, following our bullish exposure for quite some time, really from 11:30 in the market. I believe it was 11:30. Now at 13:30 almost, 11:30, maybe 12:30 officially, 100 points to 200 points. Switch back to neutral, and that's where we've remained, is neutral. R30B, not much going on. R30A, even less. And we can go ahead and keep on looking here. EVMCM, nothing going on. CBR, flat. ISRD in a long setup, went short, had to ride that. That wasn't fun. Went long, now we're having to ride that. That's not fun, but it happens. We'll look at the long-term equity curves in a second. ES30MX in a couple of long positions as we currently speak, but did have to ride down pretty nasty couple of longs there, but winner, 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 winner. Those can certainly negate those. ES30M, that actually had 3 losses, unfortunately. ISR, back on the short side. And we can go ahead and look at these. Start over here. See how, over the long term, but there's the market going higher again, 63.40. Beautiful equity curves. We can call these are our platinum models. Green dot. The green dot portfolios, as you can see, most have very recent green dots. R60F, not as much. EMDS, so beautiful opportunities to get involved in these. Getting ready to have another green dot for the VSR. MRSC PTL, just off a green dot. R30C, green dot B, green dot, excuse me, A, and we can go ahead and ESM30, green dot, just off a green dot. ESM30X, that's probably the least well performing. EVR3, green dot, just finished a green dot. ISRD, green dot again as usual. CBR, green dot. EVMCM even, just off a green dot. So those are our platinum models that you can certainly take advantage of. We'll go ahead and quickly, well, let's go ahead and minimize this, and then we'll close this, and then we'll be looking at the Evo, but we'll go ahead and drop that. See if there's anything there we need to look at. Nothing right now. Want to look at a chart of the daily. Here we go. So we're looking at 1365. What a beautiful test. We of course mentioned our clients that we're definitely headed to a quick run to 1300 once we saw the ET sell signal. Let's go ahead and point to that. ET sell signal mid-level in nature, actually knifing right through our key measures of trend following support resistance in the blue and the red line, and of course we knifed right through that. Said we're going to get a quick move to 1300. This of course is our be all end all of trend following support resistance, right at 1300, although as you can see the market can certainly trade from this key level of trend following support resistance, and if you get down in there, this is going to be our key buy zone. Fortunately we're already predominantly long. I think we're holding 5 or 6, 7 contracts long, and then we have 1 contract short, if I'm not mistaken. As mentioned, the MRSCM is short, and so we're still holding that. And we can go ahead and take this 1 second. There we go. So we've just had a beautiful retest of the of our key measure, be all trend following support resistance, be all end all. And but we're just going to hold with neutrality. We're officially neutral in the market. How can you not be neutral? You've got 50% of the bias right here, 50% bullish. You've got 20% bearish in the red line, and 30% bearish. That's a 30% influence in the blue line. So you have 50%. I mean, you just don't get any more neutral than that. And that's essentially why the market is magnetized to the level of equilibrium. That's really where we are until we get some significant direction in the market. The best place to be is neutral. Definitely don't want to be buying or selling here. If we do get down to this, look at this. We have a beautiful swing point here. It could be an inverted HNS setup if we get down a little bit. The market tried to use this as a reason to make this an inverted HNS. Really didn't come to fruition. That's cause for concern. But having said that, we must remain disciplined. If we do get a move down to 1280 to 1300 here in the S&Ps, definitely going to be a great buying opportunity. Great buying opportunity with anticipation of a quick move to 1400 and a quick stop. So you really can't go wrong 1280 to 1300. But again, as we stand, the market is trying to make an early move, so the market is definitely wanting to go to the upside, which if we were to get a bit of a flush out, that would be great, very healthy for the market. But as mentioned, right now we're going to remain officially neutral in the market. Directional movement is certainly predominantly neutral. We have the intermediate term neutral, a little bit of bearishness here emerging. Short-term bullish is the case, actually having a bit of a retracement, so that'll be nice. Intermediate-term neutrality is the case for the market. We did mention the MRCM and the short position that we've been holding for quite some time. There we go. Beautiful. Another green dot. For the MRCM, free system. Beautiful. Finally getting some winners here. Short at 782 and short again 766, and of course we're now at 763. So two very nice winners on the free system, which as we pull it, we actually mentioned that it was a great time to get involved because we've had this retracement. Again, beautiful retracements. This goes all the way back to 02, 03 actually. So anytime you get a nice little retracement, boom, you're going to get some pretty impressive moves. And of course that is a bearish scenario. We're actually getting a market that's slightly higher up. But complacency is definitely represented in the equity put call value ratio, and below the midline. Although on an absolute basis, we're definitely below 1, but above 0.5. But definitely seeing a little bit of complacency emerge. The VIX can certainly roll over to the downside. That would be bullish. So just a very mixed picture we're looking at here in terms of the daily, and obviously represented in the daily chart. As you see, we're completely painted in this corner. So it'll definitely be interesting to see what happens. We're definitely expecting some directional moves, and that should be very advantageous for having a black screen. And so we'll go ahead and pull this back up. And we'll look at, let's see, there's Valerius. You could take advantage of this model. Let's see, with MB trading commissions. There you go. So this is Valerius, and it trades. This is at inception traded 40 contracts. Trades about up to 25 now. Across 7 roughly non-correlated. We had to scale back Valerius. That's with commissions. That's how it's performed. This is a third-party tracking site, and not sure why the old track record's blacked out there. That's interesting. I'm not sure why the track record is grayed out there. Maybe we could figure out why the track record is grayed out. It's not grayed out over here. So we're currently holding 4, actually closed ones, holding 3 long ES Septembers. And looking at here, you can see the average exposure. This actually wasn't 6, this was 3. Bought 6, then closed 3 almost immediately. So the average exposure is about 1 to 3 lots. There's 5, but again, it could have just been, so we'll say the average exposure is about 3 to 5. It's a $50,000 portfolio, and as you can see right there, $50,000 it started with, and the current system equity is $75,142. That is 9 months of trading data that's been tracked in real time, and looking at 9 months, I believe. There we go, 9 months tracked, and a compounded annual return of 85%. So not bad, especially when you can subscribe to this at a pretty good value. If you have any questions about the Valerius, you can certainly write into admin@MiniAnalyst.com or go to the website and chat with the support team live. We encourage any questions, feedback, or otherwise. And looking at the website, if you're interested in starting with a larger portfolio or any of the portfolios, the Platinum line, we have the MB250, 250K, PR 100, $100,000, 50,000, MSA UDT is 10,000, Delta DTS, probably one of our favorite smaller portfolios. You can get started in the Delta DTS with just $10,000. It trades 9 contracts, just $10,000. For the aggressive version, standard's $15,000, and it's just $988 right now per quarter. Regular price $14.99. So that'd be $900 a month at $100 a system. $2,700 every quarter. You're looking at $988. Incredible value in there. You can take advantage of the returns for the Delta DTS or any of the performance models. So again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to go to the website and chat with the support team live, or shoot us an email again to admin@MiniAnalyst.com. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we will see you next time.